This is by far my least favorite cup. Out of all the cups Pokemon Go has, not a fan of the Azumarill Cup, aka the Fantasy Cup, but here we are. So I'm going to be using Slurpuff, Flygon, which you'll see very often, and Gabite. Gabite. I'm going to call it Gabite, and you'll deal with that. So starting things off, I feel like it's not a terrible team, but Azumarill is going to give this team a little bit of trouble. But we're going to try our best here to pick. Hurry up. Damn, this is going to take a long time. I should have edited this one out. My bad. Starting things off, we have Slurpuff versus Weezing. So this is not great because Weezings are running Sludge in this cup. So I'm going to have to try to catch a Sludge Bomb on one of these Pokemon, which I do on the Flygon. So this is going to be resisted damage, which is fantastic. Sludge not going to do anything. Actually, you know what? That did more than I really should. Flygon is just a weak little... I was going to say a bad word, but it's weak as hell. So I'm going to go for a Scorching Sands on CMP tie. And of course, Azumarill comes in. And if they let this go, which all Azumarills do, you can actually flip this one. So I'm going to decide to shield, and I can flip this matchup or at least get a 1-to-1 shield. So I'm going to go for a Scorching Sand, and they're going to have to, they don't have to shield, but the next one, which will be a Dragon Claw, will be able to take out this Azumarill. So either they shield or I win switch, and they decide to shield. Okay, that's fine with me. They are going to have to throw their move to remove my Flygon. I'm going to come in with Slurpuff. Is it Slurpuff or Surpuff? Let me see here. I'm pretty sure it's Slurpuff. Or Cupcake, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wait out the timer, come in with Slurpuff, and I get the farm down, which means I have a flamethrower ready. So that Weezing that comes in is going to have to take a flamethrower to the booty. It's going to hurt you a little bit, Weezing. You're not that tanky. They decide to let it go, and now I'm going to catch the move on Gabite, or Gibit, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to be, once again, a Sludge. I know this opponent is pissed. I would be pissed too. And they have a Registeel in the back. And Registeel, I feel like isn't that great in this cup. But hey, if you want to use it, go for it. Dig gets the first shield. And I don't use its Pokemon very often, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be KO'd with a Zap Cannon, so I decided to shield. I don't get the debuff, which is, Chef's Kiss. I love that. And I go for a Dig. This is going to be not taking out the Registeel, but pretty close to it, to the point where they're gonna have to throw a move. So let's see if this finally takes me out. And yeah, okay, Focus Blast. So Gabite is not that tanky. I am able to Fairy Wind Resisted Charm down. Fairy Wind it down, but they decide they don't want that to happen. They come in with Weezing. Flamethrower will be taking out the Weezing. And I believe at this moment, the opponent decides to quit the game. And honestly, I don't blame them. After 2 catches, you're like, okay, come on. So yeah, I'm going to be able to Fairy Wind down the Registeel, and that is going to be a good game. So hey, Azumarill and Registeel can be defeated with this team. Into the next match, we have Slurpuff versus Bastiodon. So I have 2 better leads in the back, so I'm going to go into Flygon, and of course, they bring in a Dragalge. I was expecting a Azumarill. So Dragalge is interesting for this. I am going to have to get a shield because Dragalge is half dragon, so it's going to take super effective damage. I didn't think I can get to a Scorching Sand, so I'm just going to settle for a Dragon Claw. Gets it pretty low to the point where I could Fairy Wind down. So I'm going to come in with Slurpuff. And I don't use Dragalge, so I'm not sure how long it takes to get to a poison move. So I decided to shield the first one. I was a little scared to be gung shot in the booty. I didn't want that to happen. But it's just going to be Aqua Tail, and then they go for another move. This is just going to be the Aqua Tail. I'm going to let this go and farm down the Dragalge. And yep, farm it down. And now I'm going to switch immediately. And they come in with the Skarmory. So I do have Flamethrower. I am going to shield because, I don't know, does Sky Attack do a lot to Gabite? I don't use this Pokemon. I wasn't too sure. So I am going to farm to more energy, go for a Flamethrower. They decide to let this go, and now I'm trying to get to a move. Dig is still going to be able to knock out this Skarmory. But unfortunately, for some reason, they switched to Bastiodon. So now I have a win con here because that was a very interesting play. I'm going to farm up, and now all I have to do is farm up to 2 energy balls or 2 flamethrowers. So I'm 1 away. So what I'm going to do, I am going to survive this, hopefully. Oh my God, do I? I survive. I go for an energy ball. And what I should have done was maybe go for a great, but Pasadon was thick, and I am one off from a move. And unfortunately, Skarmory has a move, and we lose that game. I don't know. It was going to be on CMP tie. I don't know if Slurpuff wins CMP tie against a Skarmory. Maybe it does, but if I would have just done an excellent and a great and farmed up a little bit more energy, we could have won that one. If we won CMP tie, I don't know. Into the next match, we have Slurpuff versus Haxorus. So it's a pretty good lead. I don't have a fairy move. I only have fairy win. And unfortunately, they come in with Wigglytuff. So Azumarill would be a lot easier than Wigglytuff with the charm damage. So I'm going to go for Flamethrower. They let it go. But this is, yikes, this is tough. I'm going to have to shield. And once I shield, you just know that they know that I am weak in the back to a fairy. So I'm going to go for Energy Ball, hoping for a defense drop. Maybe, no. And they decide to shield. So, yikes, this is not good. I get charmed down. And like, who do I come with? They both going to be injured with the charm damage. So I come in with Flygon, thinking maybe it's tankier. And I'm like, maybe Dragon Claw will KO from this range. And you thought not. No, that's not going to work. So now I'm going to have to shield the Icy Wind. And because my energy, I'm now debuffed, I cannot farm down. And I try, this is a whole miss. I can still win this one, though. I can still win this one. Unless there's a Gardevoir in the back. And yeah, there's just no, unless they let this go and maybe lag out, maybe. No. Okay. And yeah, I go down to Charm, and that's going to be a good game. Two Charms is hard. It's hard for this team. We have Slurpuff versus Flygon, pretty good lead, and they are going to be staying in, probably going to try to catch the move. And no, they're going to stay in. So Scorching Sand's going to do half of my life. But this Flygon has Earth Power, and that does a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Cupcakes, Slurpuff, what's going on? I thought you were a little tankier than that. Energy Ball is going to get the shield. And then they switch to Escavalier, little bug steel thing. So I go for Flamethrower, and they decide to shield. So now I decided to come in with Flygon. That was a mistake. I should have came in with Gabite because it does have Flamethrower. And I'm like, I can take a Drill Run. Why did that do so much damage? Flygon, come on. Jeez Louise, I did not think that was going to do too much damage. And it didn't. Scorching Sands didn't even take out the damn bug. So now, yikes, I'm going to come in with Gabite. And you already know. They're going to Acid Spray me. You know it. I know it. And what did they do? They Acid Spray me. Damn it. Come on. So that's not great. They come in, though, with Empoleon. So I am able to get to a dig. This is going to be taking out the Empoleon. And now we're just going to have to hope that we can get to a dig. And I decide to catch the move on Slurpuff to get rid of the defense drop from the Acid Spray on my Gabite. And Dragon Claw is going to be taking me that out. And now I can just go for a dig. And was that CMP tie? I don't know if it was. Dig is going to be taking out the Flygon, and we're able to win that game. Kind of messed up there, but hey, we cleaned up in the end. Next matchup, we have Slurpuff versus Flygon. They decide to switch into Azumarill, and yikes, we do not have an answer to Azumarill in the back, so we're going to have to stay in. I'm going to go for an Energy Ball. That does half of Azumarill's life, no defense drop, and I'm going to have to shield because, yeah, my backline does not want to see Azumarill. With two shields up, Flygon can take it out, but it's better just to stay here. I think Energy Ball is going to come through, going to get a shield from the Azumarill, okay. And I think at this point I'm gonna let Slurpuff go because one, I can tank the play rough, and two, my backline needs a shield in any way, shape, or form. It needs a shield. So Energy Ball is going to come through. I hope they let that go, but they actually decided to let it go. I wanted them to shield, actually. And they come in with Flygon. So I'm going to go for a Dragon Claw. This is going to be doing some big damage or get a shield. And now I'm thinking I have the shield too because I'm going to get to Dragon Claw first, right? So this Dragon Claw that I have, I think we'll just take out the Flygon. Flygon is not very tanky. And it does not take it out. I don't know why I thought it was going to take it out. But guess what? Their Dragon Claw with my health is most likely going to take me out, and it does. So now I'm going to come in with Slurpuff because I don't think they can farm me down. Hopefully not. Let's see here. Can I get to... Okay, I think they honestly could have farmed me down. They could have done that, and I think that was their win con, but they decided to not do so. So now, oh no, if they have a Shadow Ball, I think it just takes me out. Maybe Blaze Kick would take me out. But they just go for Power Punch. I'm like, okay, that's not going to do nothing, but all right. And I'm going to go for a Dig. This is going to be obviously taking out Lucario. It is hella weak. And now I can just farm down the Flygon, and we're able to win that game. That opponent could 100% win if they would have just farmed down my Slurpuff. Into next match, we have Slurpuff versus Ferrothorn, which isn't too terrible because we do have Flamethrower. But Ferrothorn is Ferrothorn's a little tricky for this team. So I'm going to try to catch the move on Flygon, and hopefully I catch a Flash Cannon or a Mirror Shot. So I catch the move. I'm hoping for a Mirror Shot, but it's actually a Power Whip. And oh my God, Flygon, you weak son of a bitch. Oh my jeez. I am going to have to shield. I don't know if that was a good idea, but I did it already. And of course, it is a Wigglytuff, and I cannot get to the Scorching Sands in time. So yikes. I mean, it's good to bait this out. I will say that. I'm going to come in with Slurpuff and go for a Flamethrower. And hopefully they just let this go. Wigglytuff, you are an issue. They let it go. Okay. Now, this is an issue, though, because I need to block this, but also Ferrothorn is an issue as well. I don't want them to Power Whip me down. So I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. Hopefully they let this go, and they decide to shield. So I switch because I don't want to get farmed down, but, this is not good. And they get to an Icy Wind. Come on. So this is going to be taking out my Gabite. And this is not good. So that is going to be a good game. Charmers are tough for this team. I'll tell you that. Azumarill's okay, but double Charmers, Gardevoir, Granbull, Wigglytuff, that's difficult. Slurpuff versus Whimsicott, another Charmer. So this is one of those Charmers that can take care of my entire team, but we do have some coverage. Okay, I'm going to let this go. I think it's just going to be a grass move. It's going to be grass now, but oh my God. Look how much damage that does. I am going to go for a Flamethrower. Most likely going to be getting the shield. Yes, it does. And now, okay, I'm going to have to shield because I need this Whimsicott out of here. Grass Knot gets shielded, and they make almost a beautiful swap. I do get to the Energy Ball, but it's another fairy in the back. So, gosh, what do we do? I can get to another Energy Ball, but this is going to be tricky. I'm not too sure how to get rid of the Whimsicott in the back. Go for an Energy Ball. I don't get the defense drop. I am up a shield, but yikes. So I'm going to come in with Flygon, and I have to shield. Flygon cannot take any move. It is so damn glassy. So I'm going to block the Play Rough. I'm going to try to go for CMP tie for Scorching Sands, which I do. Oh, no. They went for another bubble. Scorching Sands going to be taking out the Azumarill. And now what's going to happen? They come back in with Whimsicott. I go for a Scorching Sands. I wish I had Stone Edge in this moment, but maybe I can get the drop. No, I do not. I will say, I think I played a few sets. I got one drop of Scorching Sands. Grass Knot's going to be taking me out. And now, okay, it is a Napoleon. So maybe we can get to a dig in time. But I think I did not farm up any energy to take out this Whimsicott. So it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race to the dig. Can we get there? No, we are one off from the dig. So unfortunately, this Grass Knot will be taking me out. And if I just farmed up just a little bit more energy, we could have won that game. Into the next match, we have Turtonator versus Slurpuff. Not a great lead. I'm going to switch out into Flygon, and they are staying in. So before they switch out, I'm going to go straight for a Dragon Claw, do some super effective damage, and they're going to decide to shield. Okay, and then they switch to Wigglytuff. So, hey, you know what? It's good to bait this out, and we get a Scorching Sands out. Okay, Flygon, you little big ol' eye bug. You're able to do something. Don't get the debuff because, Pokemon God hates me. Going to go for Slurpuff and get a Flamethrower in there. I think I'll have to eat an Icy Wind. maybe, yeah, I'm going to have to take an icy wind to the booty. I decided to shield, actually. You know, probably a better idea to shield. But I'm going to farm up a little bit more energy, go for a flamethrower, and then I'm going to have to switch into Gabite or Gibbet, whatever your damn name is, because I can't have turn. But they have a Apollyon, so oh no. I do get to the dig. Maybe they'll CMP tire. I didn't get it in time. I don't think I got it in time. Hydro Cannon's going to get shielded, farming up a little bit more energy. I go for a dig, and oh gosh, can I get to another dig before they get to Hydro Cannon? No, we cannot. I am one move once again away from taking out the stupid Empoleon. Hydro Cannon takes me out, and then they make a very unnecessary catch. You didn't have to do that. You a poor sport. You did not have to do that. You knew your booty could have just farmed me down with the freaking Empoleon, but whatever. You win the game. Screw you. Into the next match. We have Slurpuff versus Mawile. I didn't see this very often, but I'm pretty good against this for the back. So I am going to just come into with Flygon. And of course, this is the Azumarill Cup for a reason. So Azumarill comes in. Scorching Sand's going to do some pretty good damage. I do not get the debuff, for the love of God. Give me one debuff. Now, I can flip this matchup. So I am going to shield and hopefully flip the matchup like I did in the previous video. So I'm going to farm up to another Scorching Sand. I am one away for another Scorching Sand. So this one does get the shield. No debuff. I'm going to go for another Scorching Sands. And let's see, this is going to not get a shield, but it is pretty good farm down range for Slurpuff to come in there and farm this thing down. So Play Rough, of course, going to be taken out with my Flygon. Slurpuff is going to come in there. And let's see here. I didn't farm up as much energy as I wanted to, but then they bring in a Registeel, and Slurpuff is actually going to stay in because this is easy. I have Flamethrower. You're going to have to shield one of these ones. First one goes through. That is okay. And I mean, really, Slurpuff, I get another Flamethrower. Slurpuff can just go down. I have Gabite in the back, and that can take out the Mawile and the Registeel. So I'm going to let this go. I do not need Slurpuff to win this one. They go for Zap Cannon. Doesn't take me out. I switch immediately. They switch too. And I don't know the move counts to this. I'm pretty sure it's just a power-up punch, but I did not want to be hit with a Play Rough. So I decide to shield, farm up a little bit more energy, go for a dig. This is going to be taking out the Mawile, and now that Registeel in the back. Oh, Registeel, I don't think this is the cup for you. Going to go for a dig and take out the Registeel, and we're going to be able to win that game. Into the next, and is this the final match? It might be the final match. I don't know. Slurpuff versus Sandslash. So this is sort of a weird lead, right? My backline, especially it's powder snow, so my backline does not want to see it. I'm going to be able to take one Ice Punch, and one is all I'll be able to take. Maybe two. We'll see. But I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. This is going to one-shot it or get the shield, and they decide to let it go. And that, my friends, is when this trainer found out that Slurpuff can learn Flamethrower. I'm going to switch into my Gabite after they switch to Turtonator. And there goes the Azumarill. So I wish I kept Slurpuff alive, but we can still do some damage here. So dig, it's going to be doing a little something. So I'm going to go for another dig. And we're going to see, do they want to shield? Do they want to let this go? They were going to decide to let this go. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to let this go and farm with Slurpuff. Because Slurpuff is still alive. I thought she died. Oh, never mind, girl. My bad. I thought she was gonzo. So I'm going to let this farm down and basically just go for an energy ball. I thought it was CMP tie, but no, they went for another bubble. And they're going to decide to shield. Okay, well, you know what? It is time for Flygon to shine and take out the Azumarill and then take out the Turtonator in the back. So let's see here. I'm going to be able to farm down this Azumarill. And yeah, Turtonator, I mean, you can shield this, but another one's going to come right at your booty. So what are you going to do? They decide to let it go. And yeah, obviously I'm going to shield. I'm not stupid. Going to be shielding the overheat. Goddamn. And I'm going to, win the game there. That's a good game. Into the next, we actually have another battle. This must be the final battle. I think so. We got Slurpuff versus Turtonator. So obviously this is a terrible lead. We're going to switch out immediately this one to Flygon. And of course, it's Azumarill Cup, so they're going to come in with Azumarill. So like before, I can try to maybe switch this matchup or have a 1-to-1 shield. Going to go for a Scorching Sand. They decide to let this go. And hallelujah, praise Jesus, we actually get a debuff. An attack debuff. Finally, this is the first time I've gotten it with playing with Flygon. They let the other one go. I'm going to shield and basically just take switch here. So I'm going to block the Play Rough and I'm going to farm. I don't think I can Mud Shot down. Maybe I could have. I'm going to go for a Dragon Claw. They decide to shield. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to let this go. I think Gabite and Slurpuff need a shield. So I'm going to let this go. Come back in with Slurpuff. Oh, actually, do I? I don't know. Well, let's both watch this. I come in with Gabite and actually farm down. And let's see here. If they come back with Turtonator, yes, they do. And I have a dig ready for it. So I'm going to go for a dig. This is going to one-shot it or get this final shield. They decide to let it go. And the last Pokemon. Oh, look. Yeah, it's Lucario. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And that is going to be the final game. So I did okay with this team. I went 1 out of 5, 3 out of 5. I think 3 out of 5 again. Then I think I got like 0 out of 5. So, on and off. It depends on the matchup. But that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, night, whenever you're watching this. Eat something, drink something. You deserve it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.